Trauma is a heavy word on the soul. It leaves so much scars on us. However, some scars don't bleed anymore, but they still burn when touched. It can be either by a memory, it can be a word, or even in silence. Not all scars are on the skin. Some are on the heart, and some are buried deep in our soul. You might be that woman who still flinches every time you hear your father's voice. Even now that you are an adult, because of years of harsh emotional abuse that you've been subjected to, you've been thinking you are not good enough. There is a man, it might be that man, who walks with a limp. The world sees a car accident, but behind that limp is really a suicide attempt you have survived. A moment of despair that you have never been able to speak about. Are you the teenager who barely speaks in school? Probably because you've been bullied for years. You've been called ugly, shameless, useless, and now you even struggle to believe that you're worth anything at all. Others may not praise you, but does that worth what you really are? You might be that wife who prays every night next to your husband who no longer talks to you. The emotional distance alone and the wound that brings is so huge and wide, and you bleed in silence. You might be that little boy who watched your mother die during childbirth. Painful. And now, every time you hear a baby cry, you go quiet. No one can connect the dots. These are really hard scars on us, on you, on our hearts, and it hurts. Scars that shape how we see ourselves. Scars that shape how we relate to others. Scars that can even shape how we relate to God. See, sometimes we are just told to move on or be strong. God will take care of it. But healing doesn't really come by pretending that the wound never happened. Healing begins by acknowledging that there is a scar, by telling the truth about the pain that we find ourselves in. There was one American novelist, Cormac McCarthy, who experienced great toil and solitude and loss as well. And once he says and writes that scars have the strange power to remind us that our past is real. The Lebanese poet once also said, Khalil Gibran, born into a very hardship situation and environment, he says, out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars. He believed deeply that suffering wasn't the end. It was part of what made us deep, real, and beautiful. You see, my friend, your scars are not your shame. They are not proof of your failure. Never think so. They are a proof that you lived. The pains you've been through, they can be a pathway to healing. This is a space for that journey with you. One on one. To talk, to listen, and to heal together. One story at a time, one heart at a time. My name is Kwesi Ankoma Jr., and you are welcome to Eye to Eye. Thank you for watching to this end. There are many out there that need healing, and I want to go through the journey with you. Subscribe and also click on the notification button so when we come your way, you can get notified and share. Thank you.